Hello. Won't probably be too long with my drivel, but I would like to give a bit of an introduction. I'll keep it to a couple minutes, hopefully, but we'll see. So, this video, as you probably can guess from the title, which I assume will be informative, is a short tutorial on how you can effectively complete the mission Deluge in the video game Monster Attack from 2004. I saw someone online talking about how they were having difficulty with this level, but it's not very difficult if you use a strategy as effective as mine. So I thought I'd share my strategy so that other people can... I mean, there's really enough suffering in the Inferno difficulty with levels like this. So for weapons, I'm using the SG-MX, the Goliath 99. Yes, I know they're very, very powerful weapons, but I've beat the game 4 times, so I've got some right to use them. Also, this level is really difficult, even with them. Well, it's really difficult if you don't use a strategy, even with them. With strategy, you can use any weapon, and I don't think I had them when I think I used the AS-21 when I beat the level the first time. But for brevity's sake and also for my own sanity's sake, I'll use these weapons. I would recommend not a shotgun, I would recommend a rocket launcher. A sniper will take down the dropships very quickly, but it won't be very much help against the ants, which, you know, there's a lot more of them than dropships, and I find they take a bit longer than the drops. At least, that's what I feel. I've never timed it, so I wouldn't know. But, yes, Goliath 99 is the best rocket launcher I've got. It's one of the best in the game. It's the best in the game that I've gotten so far. I think there's one more that I haven't gotten. It should have X in the name, because you see the best, or some of the best weapons in each class, and in X. Well, I've got the assault rifle that ends in X. But yeah, you know, SRX, SGMX, SNRX. Yeah, so, well, I might publish details on which weapon has the highest effective DPS. It's a little complicated to calculate it, but I've done all the numbers. For my other weapon, I use SGMX. I find it's pretty effective against ants. Kills them in 2 hits or 1 if they've already been damaged by the rocket launcher. You could use an assault rifle. Those are also very effective. I used to use the AS-99 in any Inferno maps with ants. It's very nice. It's very good accuracy. The range is better too. But I just prefer the shotgun. There's really not a great reason. They've got almost the same effective DPS. The SG-99. Oh wait, no. Actually, no. The AS is slightly more, but it's a very narrow margin. The AS-99 is 1768 damage per second, including reload time. That's what I mean by effective DPS or net DPS. The SG-99, the SG-MX is 1741. So you've got a very small difference of only 27 damage, and that's not going to do much. Because the ants, I think, have, 2,000, I think? It's between 1,200 and 2,400, so something like that. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab this bike, and actually, here, let me show you a better way. I had been going that way, but I don't think that's the best way to go. I realized this last time I filmed this video. Unfortunately, the video footage got damaged. This way is the best way to go. That's right, I believe, because this way has a... Oops, sorry for my terrible driving. I'm gonna restart again. Very sorry. I should have practiced more so that I didn't have to restart a couple times. I haven't done this very many times, though. Only 3 times now, or 4. But as I was saying, this street will take you right out to the perimeter road, which is where you want to be. If you can avoid these ants, you'll be in good shape. You'll also probably want to avoid doing what I just did there and there. But this is a little difficult to control, and the camera is obscuring my vision, so it makes it even more difficult for me. Hopefully you'll have an easier time. Hopefully you won't be quite as terrible at this vehicle as I am. Okay, so I'm already at the perimeter. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do a corner. Now that I've drawn all these ants over to that edge of the map, I'm going to go to a corner on the opposite edge. Oh, that's the end. I'm too busy focusing on speaking to focus on my driving. So yes, just go to this edge. I forgot to mention, you're going to want a weapon with a lot of range. Hopefully if you're following along, you chose one. This rocket launcher has like 3 kilometers of range, so it's more than sufficient. I'm going to, I normally would, I didn't mean to go so far after the corner. Oh well, doesn't matter in the slightest. And once you're here, you just take pot shots at various chips, or really, there's only one variety if you think about it. But yeah, there's one down. By the way, in case you haven't done this already, options, player settings, turn that off. That's really disgusting. It here, I'll show you. If it, yeah, see, I can't control my camera. See how he's turning? That's really, I don't think that's a good part of the game. It'll kill you more times than, well, I don't know, the other quantity would be. It'll kill you a lot, especially on more difficult levels. In fact, the first time I did this on Inferno, I didn't know you could turn it off. So that's why I'm a little angry about it. That's why I did say some mean things about that feature, which I guess some people might like. Yeah, so I did on Inferno without it on, and that was difficult. But that's how the strategy was born. It was because I needed to be able to, you know, shoot them down while also being pretty much kept safe from any ant attacks. So I just went to a place of solitude, and turned out that's a very, very good strategy. So you could stop at that corner. The ants are closer to that corner than they are to this one, so I'm going to go all the way down. And there's really no reason not to. It's not like you've got limited fuel, so that's what I do. I've still got 4 drop shifts left. Alright. I'm gonna get rid of this building. It really does obscure your view. So does that one. Let's take some pot shots at this one. Now you'll have to remind me through any means possible, and the primary one which I'm referring to is, you know, time travel, because I'll have already made this mistake or kept myself safe from this mistake by the time I publish this video. But you've got to remind me to pick up the weapons. The last 2 times I've done this map, I've forgotten to go and pick up the drops from the dropships, and that's, I could have a lot more weapons. I only need 2 more, and I might have them by now if I had done that. So you've got, you know, get in your time machine. Don't fiddle about with anything other than just telling me, you know, to grab those weapons and armor pickups and useless health packs. A bit surprised. The ants really aren't moving towards me very quickly. Oh, there they are. They're entering my radar. Hopefully you can see it well, and I haven't, you know, made a farce of the camera position. But they finally entered the inner part of my radar. I'm going to leave. Just, you know, better safe than sorry. And, you know, when you're finding, the primary thing is, you know, keep safe so that it's reliable and repeatable. Reliable and thus repeatable. But I've only got 1 more dropship. Actually, don't go down that one. That's angular. That path is diagonal. It's really not fun to drive on, especially when you've got a big camera in your face. And that makes it a lot more difficult to drive this already somewhat poorly handling vehicle. Although, I do admit, my driving skills, they're pretty bad even without the camera. But I mean, it's not really my fault if you think about it. You don't need any sort of license to operate one of these vehicles. Yes, maybe you need one to join the Earth Defense Force, but I certainly wasn't prompted for one, so shows how consistent they are about that. And am I really to be held responsible for such, you know, such, no, I can't think think and talk at I mean, I can't shoot and talk at the same time. Anyways, let's get to the vehicle. We still got a dropship to go, and I don't want to be dropping more ants. That will make things more difficult, although it will guarantee that you get more weapons, which, you know, there's a trade-off there. Oh, that's the edge. It's like a one of those buffets where they put the mirror at the end to make you think there's more food. We're building at the end to make you think there's more map, although it's really not very convincing. Unless you think we're on some sort of mesa, which I don't think most people would be inclined to consider. Or I suppose it could just be really foggy outside of this. Yeah, that's probably it. It's probably, I don't know. Is it foggy in Japan? I've never been there. You'll have to tell me. It doesn't look foggy in the pictures I've seen of it. I know it is pretty warm and rather humid though. Although, isn't fog, isn't that something created by the cold, more so than warmth? So, I've taken down all the dropships. We've pretty much gotten to the fun part. I won't need that bike anymore. Well, those were two very bad shots. But I'm going to try and prevent it from being destroyed because it's very helpful for gathering chops. You can really accelerate your rate by using it. Oh goodness, I've taken I think I've taken way more than 5 shots at that guy and I still managed to miss him. Watch out, the ants they'll devour the bike. Well, they won't devour it, they'll urinate on it. Actually, that's a question I forgot to ask. I don't know any monster attack fans in real life, so I haven't been able to ask them this. But do you think it's urine that they attack you with? It's yellow, like human urine, but I don't know if ant urine is yellow, and I don't know if insects excrete out of their what's it called? Is it the thorax? I don't know. The big bulbous part at the end. Oh joy, a weapon. I didn't get any weapons the last 2 times I tried this, and it's not really a quick strategy. I mean, it's quicker than the alternative, but it's not instant. That guy's really far away. So yeah, that's a little frustrating. And my video footage from last time got messed up because I accidentally moved the camera and got unplugged, and the Linux kernel, or I guess it would be UDEV. Linux kernel assigns it an absolute path based on its PCI. UDEV assigns it a path / dev. Anyways, it assigned it to video 5 instead of video 4, which was the device I was using for recording. So my recording stopped midway through, and I didn't notice in time because I don't have any sort of video preview. So yeah, that was very unfortunate. It was a longer video. So that's why I'm trying to be a lot more brief with this one. So I also rambled on. I guess I'm rambling on now, aren't I? Well, I rambled on a lot more in that one. At the beginning and the end, I covered a lot more about weapon choice and stuff, which I really don't think. I think you guys should be pretty good with choosing your own weapons. I mean, if you're playing this on Inferno difficulty, and you've gotten to Deluge, then I assume you've got some level of skill, because this is 14. The previous 13 are not easy. Was it the Wedge? If you've done that one on Inferno, then I feel almost inclined to idolize you. That map is really terrible. And I think the worst part about the Wedge is, oh no, they destroyed my motorbike, or hoverbike, or whatever. Maybe it's got a motor in it. Maybe it hasn't. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, the worst part is when the red ants swarm you and you can't move, and it's just it's horrific, disgusting, well, that's not very smart of you, ant mass of limbs and stuff. I'm not going to kill this guy because I want to go collect the pickups. And they push you around, and the damage isn't too bad. I mean, it is pretty bad, but it's not fatal usually. But I don't know, even virtual manhandling is pretty uncomfortable for me. I think that level is probably the maddest I've been at any video game in my entire life. And you know, I played like Minecraft PvP as a 10-year-old, so yeah, I got pretty thoroughly creamed there, so I know what it means to be frustrated at a video game, but that takes a cake. Oh my goodness, I did it again. You didn't remind me. I guess probably no one watched this video. Crap. Well, there's maybe more weapons over there. I didn't get any new weapons, which is not a surprise when there's only 2 new weapons you get. Hopefully that was informative. I'm gonna save because I did get more health, and that's nice. So yeah, just use a strategy like that. If you figure out a different strategy, I'd love to hear it, because that strategy is a little time consuming. Maybe you figure out some better weapons to use. I have considered using a missile launcher. Missile launchers are sometimes effective against ants. I mean, they're always effective against ants, but sometimes it's really effective. They're not very effective against the what are they? The dropships though, because they'll target ants over dropships usually. Usually because the ants are nearer, because they're on the ground. The dropships are several hundred meters above you. Goliath SS is nice. It'll one-shot ants. It has a bigger blast radius. It does take a lot longer to reload. 4 seconds is a little much for me, especially when it's only got 1 per shot. Excuse me. So yeah. I guess that's it. I am going to draw this on a little bit because I don't know how to stop recording without ending it with Control C. I'm using FFmpeg to record, and if I do that, it will cut off the last bit of the video. So